This is Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in the world. But after going through managers like a hot knife through butter, none have come close to Fergie's success. Amorim now though seems to be finding his feet at Man U, as right now they're sat 7th in the Prem. That though is still awful for United. So today artificial intelligence AI is going to have a go. And they'll be in control of everything from the players we're going to sign, from the players that we'll be selling. All with the ultimate end goal of making them once again the world's best team. And so this is the team we've got, inherited from Amorim in season number 1. And on paper it's a great team. There's Lisandro Martinez, Matthias de Ligt, Cunha, Mbeumo, Bruno Fernandes. Mbeumo, by the way, best player by a mile for them this year. It's also, as well, as you can see, a fairly young side overall. So they are sort of preparing for the future. I mean, they've got Chido Obi, Aiden Heaven, Diego Leon, Lenny Yoro, Patrick Dorgu, Kobe Mainu. For some reason, by the way, Amorim just does not like him. We also have 122 million to spend in season 1. Everything right now is looking up for United. I mean, we've just got to shift a few things around, and to be honest guys, United could have a strong season ahead. However, I've got no involvement with this team. The artificial intelligence is going to run everything. So I think we should start by asking the AI what formation and tactics it wants to use. So for starters, it wants a 4-3-3 formation with a hybrid 4-2-3-1 when we're in possession. Okay, I can get behind that. As for the team itself, Bayundi is in goal. It's got Dallo, De Ligt, Martinez and Luke Shaw as their back 4. God, you United fans ain't going to be happy with that. But they do have Agate, Kobe Mainu and Bruno in the midfield with Amadiello on the right, Zirkzee up top with Mbeumo on the left. No Sheshko. Man, he's been done dirty there. He's much better than Zirkzee. But hey, like I said, I've got no involvement. So there we have it with the 4-3-3 attack. He wants a short passing build-up style with a 40 line out as well. That's what I gathered from what it said anyway. And unfortunately, when all said and done, this is exactly how the AI wants us to be lined up. Oh, this isn't filling me with confidence. I mean, come on, all due respect, this is not the best team United can field. I might ask it one more time if it's sure this is the team it wants to have. But it just gets worse. He wants Mount to play it on the right-hand side of the pitch, Cunha up top with Mbeumo on the left. Somehow it's made it worse. So this is now how our team lines up, and when we're on the ball, this is how we're looking. We are going to get annihilated. We do, however, have 122 million to spend. Again, though, I have no involvement in what happens with this money. The AI has full control, and honestly, I haven't got high hopes for it. But get this, I asked it who he wanted to sell, and he wants to sell Casemiro, Maguire, Mount, Malacia, Heaton and Diallo. 3 of those players he wants in the starting team. Oh, give me strength. He reckons so we can get 96 mil from those sales. Yeah, okay, we'll see, mate. The thing is, we can't actually sell Tom Heaton because he's retiring. To be fair though, we'd get £500,000 of that for him. I can't believe he wants to sell Ahmad though, like, that's actually insane. Seriously, this is all the AI, it's nothing to do with me. But there you go guys, per the AI's request, they're all getting sold. Oh man, I'm gonna get hunted down. And there we have it, all 5 players sold, and like I said, nowhere near 90 odd million. We do now though have close to 200 million to spend. So you know what? The AI could probably do a lot of damage with that. And okay wants Frimpong for 45 mil, Grimaldo for 30, Endowa for 45, and Diogo Costa for 60. God, it is so off on these estimates, isn't it? So Costa's worth between 48 and 60. Endowa, to be fair, is cheap as chips. Frimpong's worth between 47 and 59, and Grimaldo's worth 38 and 48. To be fair, I do think we'll be able to afford them. As for starters, Diogo Costa joins us for a grand total of 50 million. Endowa only cost a measly 3.3. Frimpong joins us for a grand total of 57.6 million. And finally, Grimaldo signs for us for a whopping 40 mil on the dot. And that is us done for this window, but now we need to figure out what our strongest team's going to be. And this looks better. Costa's in goal. We got Dallo at right back, De Ligt, Lisandro Martinez and Grimaldo at left back. No Frimpong, what? But it keeps going. Agate and Dower in for freaking Kobe Mainu. This AI is tripping, mate. But we do have a good front 3. Frimpong on the right, Sheshko up top and Mbeumo on the left. I see its vision, but at the same time I don't. I mean, the fact that Endowa's getting starting game time over Mainu's insane. But hey, like I said, I've got no involvement. It's all the AI. In fairness though, when you properly look at it, it really isn't a bad team. It is quite balanced up and down the pitch. We've got a really solid front 3. However, it can look alright on paper. That doesn't matter. It's how they perform on the pitch that matters. Well, we were about to find out as our first game of the season is against none other than Arsenal. So yes, a pretty tough test early on. We were the better team early on though, as Grimaldo broke through Arsenal's defence defence and forced a great save from Riot. However, 10 minutes later, Arsenal were the team that drew first blood. 10 minutes after that though, Bryan Mbeumo with some great footwork got himself in a great position but absolutely skied it. Seriously, what the hell? Just after that though, we broke through with a low-driven ball from Frimpong and Šeško's shot was denied. After that though, we got given a penalty for a handball in the penalty box. And of course, Bruno buried it. Unfortunately, straight after, Gyökeres found himself in behind our defence and put Arsenal back in the lead. And early in the second half, Costa saved our bacon not just once in the first 7 minutes of it, but twice. And he was forced to make a save not long after that. Seriously, great call by the AI. In the 67th minute though, on the break, Frimpong and Šeško linked up to put us 2 apiece on the scoreboard. Then once again on the break with 10 minutes to go, Frimpong got himself a goal. Then with just 2 minutes to go, Agate scored this gorgeous goal to give us all 3 points. Hey, can't lie, the AI kinda cooking with what they've done. We had momentum going into our next game, and the way to keep it on our side is beating Fulham at Craven Cottage. And guys, it wasn't easy, but we just about managed to get past Fulham thanks to this gorgeous goal from Grimaldo. And we did the exact same against an incredibly stubborn Burnley side. And that puts us top of the league, undefeated after 3 games. However, our next game is going to be brutal, because we're about to face our noisy neighbours, Manchester City. We did have the first chance though from Frimpong, but Gvardiol did really well to block the shot. However, there was nothing they could do from stopping Šeško's header from going in the back of the net. And he got his second directly after with this gorgeous 1-2 from Frimpong. Mate, Šeško's brilliant. City though were firing back as in the 37th minute they forced a great save from Costa. Before half time though, as calm as you like, Šeško got himself a hat-trick. In the second half though, City fired back after Costa got really unlucky making this save. Then with just 13 minutes to go, of course it was, Erling Haaland got himself a goal. That guy, man, you just can't stop him. Thankfully though, we did just enough to hold on and we got all 3 points. So we've beaten Arsenal and we've beaten City. If that isn't a statement, I don't know what is. However, we have a problem as Costa went into a 50-50 challenge but came off second best, resulting in a serious injury. Well, okay, looks like we're using Bayundi. The good news is though, he's only out for a couple of weeks. So that message really made it seem like something it wasn't. It was good time though, as our next game was against Preston North End, and in the first half we won the game anyway. He was back in time for us to play the Black Cats, where we smashed them 3-0, and he also kept a clean sheet. We however let ourselves down against Brighton as we dropped an easy 3 points. And then it got even worse when we dropped 3 points against Nottingham Forest. Leading up to Christmas though, we started to pull our form back together, getting some very decent wins against pretty tricky teams overall. And incredibly, that led us to being 4th in the league come January, 3 points behind Arsenal. We're actually in a title race. And looking at how we are on paper, guys, I'm not surprised Šeško's doing well and Mbeumo, Frimpong on the right. You got Bruno with 12 assists in 22 games as well. The boys are killing it. We do still though have 46 million to spend. Me personally, I wouldn't spend a penny on the team, but it's not up to me, is it? So okay, it wants us to sign Tariq Lamptey for some rotational purposes and Dominic Szoboszlai in the midfield for 46 million in total. Yeah, AI ain't realistic. I mean, we can definitely afford Lamptey, he's only worth 4.2 million. Szoboszlai though is worth 58. Yeah, we may have to let the AI know about this. So okay, it looks like he wants us to sign Mateo Klimowicz. I'll give the guy credit, he's got a quality last name. The bad news is, he isn't even in FC 26. Bro, this AI doesn't know what it's doing. But finally, we've got somewhere Nicholas Sewell from Leipzig. He's only worth 21 million, actually a very solid player. Man, 3 times a bloody charm, isn't it? And just like that, the January window is done as both players are now Man United players. However, the team does remain unchanged going into the second half of season 1. To be honest though, it doesn't need to be, does it? Like, the boys in the starting 11 are clearly doing what they need to be doing. We, however, if we want Champions League football next year, just need to keep it going. However, we have bigger fish to fry right now than the Premier League, as we're in the Carabao Cup semi-finals facing off against Liverpool, and in the second leg we're 3-all apiece on aggregate. 4 minutes into the game though, we were the aggressors. Bruno's shot was denied by Mamardashvili, and not long after that Šeško had a wacky idea to score. Hey, can't knock that though, we're killing them in the minute. Up the other end though, Liverpool were denied by a fan fantastic save from Costa. Then just shy of the half-hour mark, we drew first blood with this gorgeous goal from Šeško. Then 5 minutes after going 1-0 up, Šeško got on the end of another ball with his first touch and banged another one in. Bro, we're on a different level at the minute. However, 10 minutes into the second half, they caught us on the break and Salah punished us for it. Yeah, this game just became wide open again. After that though, for the most part, we kept them at bay until the 88th minute where Isak put them 5-5 on aggregate. Yes guys, we were headed for a penalty shootout. Right, come on Bruno, do not let me down. Best penalty taker in the game. Oh, good lad. Weirdest walk up to a penalty ever, by the way, but we're going to go top. Oh, you little bastrinky. Okay, and Buemo, we are going to go bottom right. Bottom right. Do not let me down, lad. Do not let me down. Send the keeper the wrong way. Okay, McAllister. Where are you going? Like, you're knackered. You're going to sky this. You're going to... You couldn't have scarred it, could you? Šeško, you will not miss this. We're going to go straight down the middle. Power. All power. Good lad. Isak, you ain't going to score this, mate. You ain't going to score this. You ain't going to score this. Pressure's going to get to you. Pressure's going to go. Oh, it's almost dead. Grimaldo. Okay, we haven't got... I tell you what, we're going to stay down the middle once again. I almost went to the left then. Vivian to take. Okay, you're going to go to... Oh. Right, I'm going to go to the right next time. Copy Manu, though. We just have to make sure we don't mess here. Okay, Manu. Okay, we sent the keeper the wrong way. Right, we're going right this time. It's just a question of going top right or bottom right. And that all depends on the power. Florian Wirtz, he's knackered. What's the power bar saying? Okay, we're going to go bottom right. Oh, come on, man. Martinez. Okay, straight down the middle. Once again, lovely stuff. I can't believe neither of us have gone left, by the way. And I don't think that Liverpool are going to start now. That power bar. Okay, he's going to go... Oh, left. Come on, man. This is actually outrageous. Seawald. Don't miss. Please don't. Oh, good lad. Katiki, I could have swore blind you were left-footed. Okay, fair enough. You're going to go top right. Oh my god, that's outrageous. Who the hell's going to miss first, man? It hadn't better be us. We're going to go left. Oh, why the hell did I do that? Virgil van Dijk versus Costa for the Carabao Cup final. He's put a lot of power into it. I can't believe it. We dived right so many times, and Virgil van Dijk put it away anyway. I'm gutted, man. I'm actually gutted. We took a 2-0 lead and we choked it at the very end of the damn game. Well, it proves one thing, guys. We've come a long way, but we've got an even longer way to go. We needed a bounce back win, and the perfect team to do that against was right around the corner from us in Tottenham Hotspur. However, it's not exactly what we got, as we dropped 2 points against them in a 1-1 draw. And I'd like to say that this didn't continue, but it kind of did, because we then started dropping points left, right and centre against teams that at this point we should be beating. And this now lands us 7 plays 5 points outside the top 4. And obviously the window's closed now, so we can't improve this team anymore. So I think it's time we explain this to the AI and see what it has to say. And okay, it said reset the starting 11 to the best team possible. Costa, Dalot, De Ligt, Martinez, Grimaldo, Agate, Manu's in the team now. Everything else is exactly the same apart from Manu being there. Okay, that I can get behind. And by the looks of it now, it wants us to actually start using the gegenpress with a higher line. That I can also get behind. And now that that's taken care of, this is pretty much exactly how the AI wants us to be lined up. And I can't lie, guys, it already looks way better. And we had the perfect chance to test these new tactics out against Wolves in the FA Cup. And within 20 minutes, we already saw a massive difference as we went 1-0 up courtesy of Frimpong. 7 minutes later, Frimpong was once again involved in a goal, this time setting Manu up for the easiest goal of his career. Šeško, just 5 minutes after that, got on the end of this gorgeous through ball from Bruno Fernandes. However, it didn't go all our way. We took our foot off the gas at the back and very nearly paid for it. That didn't matter though, as with 10 minutes left, Šeško put the nail in the coffin for Wolves. And that was a very commanding win with new tactics. If we can keep this going, Champions League football is in the bag. However, Bournemouth in the next game gave us a proper reality check and taught us a lesson in football. We did thankfully though get a very much needed bounce back win against Wrexham. I mean, if we aren't beating them, we are in trouble. We then put 1 goal past Leeds to get all 3 points from them, and then we quite easily beat Sunderland 2-0 away from home. However, with 1 game to go, it's all on the line for the Champions League, as not only do we need to beat Brighton here now, we need Chelsea and Liverpool to drop points. However, in the first 11 minutes, we were by a mile the worst team out of the two, forcing Costa to pull off some great goalkeeping here. However, just 3 minutes later, Šeško showed his class with a bit of great footwork and put us 1-0 up. In the 33rd minute though, due to some fantastic footwork from Jorginho, they got one back. Honestly man, it's always Brighton. Thankfully though, we were going into the second half with momentum on our side as Šeško found the back of the net. In 10 minutes into the second half, we almost went 3-1 up courtesy of Frimpong. In the 61st minute though, when Mbeumo got past his defender and slotted it straight into the bottom left corner of the goal. And with just 8 minutes to go, Mbeumo once again got another goal to seal the deal. We've done our part, we just need Liverpool and Arsenal to drop points now. And they have, guys, we are third in the Prem. Champions League football is coming back to Old Trafford. We've got to give the AI credit because what it's done with this team this year has quite clearly worked. And in front of goal, as you can clearly see, we've been nothing short of sensational. Šeško's had a cracking year, and Mbeumo's been good, Cunha from the bench, Frimpong on the right, Bruno with his goals and assists. Nothing short of world class. We are, however, 11 points behind Man City at the end of the season. We definitely want to be closing that gap if we want to win the Prem title next year. And especially if we want to be winning the Champions League. It does fill me with hope though, because we are finished above Liverpool in the Prem. Whatever happens next year with this team though, I've got no involvement, remember. It is all up to the AI guys whether we fail or whether we succeed. But before we get to season 2 guys, if you're enjoying this video and want to see more content like this in the future on this channel, please leave it a like and smash that subscribe button if you're new. It really helps the channel out more than you know guys. We're on the last stretch to 100k as well, and with your help we'll get there in no time. Right then, season 2 with this United team, and this is a quick update on what we're working with. And it's good, but not quite Premier League title or Champions League winners worthy yet. However, with our newfound tactics and how we set up for the last part of season 1, I think tactically we found what works for us. Now it's a case of just adding more quality to this team. And we have over 200 million to do that with. I've got to say though, I am wondering what the AI is going to cook up for us this time. So okay, it looks like it wants to improve the defense, the midfield needs one world-class controller there, and we need a bit of depth for our attack. I'm liking where this is going. However, it wants us to sign Jamal Musiala from Bayern, Kvaratskhelia from PSG, and Antonio Silva from Benfica. Yeah, the AI just has no concept of how money works, does it? But this looks a bit better. We could go for Xavi Simons, Yunus Musa, and Ezequiel Palacios for the midfield, Doku, Federico Chiesa, and Mohamed Kudus for that winger role, and then there's Scalvini and Nacho for the centre-back options, with Jonathan David and Boniface as alternative strikers. I actually think with the money we've got, we could afford all of them too. Yeah, this is doable. Scalvini's worth between 33 and 43 mil, David's worth between 46 and 58, Kudus between 39 and 49, and Palacios 55 and 69. We throw a few plays into these deals, guys, we'll be sorted. The cheapest player to join us though was of course Scalvini, 36.1 mil for 3 years. As for Jonathan David, we gave Juve Rasmus Højlund alongside 37.7 mil to make this happen. For Mohamed Kudus, he cost us 20.3 mil alongside giving Tottenham Hotspur Jadon Sancho. Finally though, for Palacios, we didn't give Bayer Leverkusen any of our players, but we gave them 60 million instead. And that, guys, will do for now, as this is in my opinion undoubtedly our strongest team we can field by a mile. I'm kind of disappointed Grimaldo and Dalot didn't get replaced, but I suppose there's always January, isn't there? The question is though this year, can this team win both the Premier League title and the Champions League? Well, I suppose one way or another, we're going to find out, as we begin the Premier League campaign against none other than Wolverhampton Wanderers, a must-win game realistically. However, 17 minutes in, Šeško hadn't got any rust in him whatsoever as he banged one in the back of the net just like that. Shortly after that as well, with some gorgeous footwork from Mbeumo, he got one himself. Wolves had some opportunities himself though, as they forced a great save from Costa here. And truth be told, I have absolutely no idea how they didn't get a goal from this. Like seriously, that's mad. After that though, just before half time, Mbeumo sealed the deal with this gorgeous second goal. So it's safe to say we've still got it. The question is now though, can the boys keep this going? Well, we certainly could against Everton, as the game was won before half-time. Then against Birmingham City, we only just scraped a 2-1 win against them. And considering who we've got next, it really doesn't fill me with confidence, because it is now time to play our first Champions League game of the campaign, and it's against none other than Bayern Munich. Yeah, we might be in trouble. For the first 20 minutes of the game, it was a stalemate until Bruno Fernandes produced some absolute absolute magic and put us 1-0 ahead. We did have another chance in the 28th minute, but Šeško's shot was denied, as was Mbeumo's shot just 10 minutes later. However, Bayern made us pay for not putting those chances away, as before half-time they got 1 goal back. And then with just 15 minutes to go, Kane put them 2-1 ahead. And unfortunately, that was all they needed for all 3 points. And that's told us one thing: as good as we are right now, we're not at the level we need to be at. We did, however, after that game begin to pick up some form again as we beat Palace 2-0. We, however, were struggling in the Champions League as we only picked up a 1-1 draw against Union Berlin. And we were no better in the Premier League, guys, as Sunderland beat us 1-0. And it didn't stop there, because over the next couple of months, our form was so inconsistent. Sometimes we'd win games we shouldn't, sometimes we'd draw games we shouldn't, and sometimes we'd lose some we shouldn't. Incredibly, though, we are still 3rd in the Prem after 12 games, and currently on track to qualify for the round of 16 in the UCL. I do think something needs to change though, because with all these inconsistent results, this team's not going to get very far. So having explained this to the AI, it wants us to change to a 4-2-3-1 and by the looks of it, a counter-attacking system. So instead of high pressing all the time, soak up the pressure and hit them on the break. So these are pretty much how our tactics are set up now, and when we're on the ball on the pitch, this is exactly how the team shape looks. Honestly, I think this is going to be a game changer. And to be honest, we couldn't have asked for a better first team to try this out against, as we play Sporting next in the Champions League. And quite literally straight away on the break, 7.5 minutes into the game, and Mbeumo punished Sporting. Don't get me wrong, we were still leaking chances at the back of Sporting, very nearly got back on level terms here. However, in the 55th minute, there was nothing we could do about this. So it looks like we're back to square one. On the counter-attack though, in the 72nd minute, Bruno Fernandes of all people put us back in the lead. And then thanks to some shocking defending at the back, Frimpong pounced on that opportunity to put us 3-1 up and end the game there. It took us a while, but we got there in the end. We just need to ride this momentum now. And guys, we finally seem to be able to do that as we picked up a 2-0 win against Aston Villa. We got our leg back on Bournemouth, beating them 2-0, and we quite honestly annihilated Brighton. And that, after 19 games, puts us 6 points behind Liverpool, 2nd place, and we are almost guaranteed a round of 16 spot in the UCL. Right now, I can't be complaining. As you can see, the boys are doing absolute bits in front of goal, and the team itself, with these new tactics, the new formation, the new way we're playing, is fantastic. However, it is the January transfer window, and we have 51 mil to spend. And as much as I don't want to spend it, it's frankly not up to me. So okay, he wants us to bring in Matt Weifert and Devon Wrencher. They wouldn't have been my first choices, but fair play. So with that being said, 15 mil was spent to sign Devon Wrench, and Matt Weifert joins us for a total amount of 23 million. And okay, we're ready for the second half of this season. And we continued to prove so as we smashed Ferencvárosi TC 3-1, and we quite comfortably got past PSV away from home, which actually lands us top of the league phase in the UCL. So yeah, it's safe to say we're through to the round of 16. In the Premier League as well though, we were really picking up form, beating pretty much everyone in our path. However, we are 7 points behind Liverpool, who are the league leaders. For now though, we can't worry about that because we've got bigger fish to fry. Because we once again face Sporting in the Champions League, this time at the round of 16, where in the second leg it's 1 apiece. But we've beaten them before, we can do it again. We however had the worst start imaginable as Sporting within the first 10 minutes went 1-0 up. And honestly, we were lucky not to go 2-0 down if not for a great save from Costa. Straight up the other end though, Mr. Reliable Benjamin Šeško put us 1 apiece on the night. And early in the second half, he almost made it 2-1. Just 10 minutes later though, Sporting got insanely lucky on this rebound. Honestly man, Sporting are doing my head in. Thankfully though, with 20 odd minutes to go, Frimpong managed to break through and put us back on level terms. But with just minutes to go, Šeško got a bit of space, won us the game to put us through to the quarters. However, with how difficult we found it getting past Sporting, it really doesn't fill me with confidence given our next opponent. As that's right guys, we're facing off against none other than Real Madrid. Believe it or not though, we were the better team early on. In fact, we had an amazing chance to go 3-1 up on aggregate, but it was called offside. Oh yeah, we're 2-1 up on aggregate guys. We almost weren't though, as Vinny Jr.'s shot was saved by Costa here. There was however nothing nothing we could do from stopping this going in. I will say though, we were fortunate in the second half as Šeško got a bit of luck and took full advantage of it. And with 15 minutes to go after some gorgeous football, we almost made it 4-2 on aggregate. But then, you'll never guess what happened next. We managed to hold on to secure our place in the semis. And surely after beating Madrid, it can't get much tougher than that. Right? Wrong, as now we face French giants PSG in the semis, where in the second leg, there's no advantage. Early on though, we were by a mile the better team, and within 15 minutes we proved it by going 1-0 up. Then just 5 minutes later, after some amazing football from Frimpong, he found a Buemo in the penalty area for the easiest goal of his career. How are we battering PSG? I will say though, how we didn't concede here is nothing short of a miracle. 10 minutes into the second half though, unfortunately we fell asleep at the back and PSG got one back themselves. After that goal, PSG turned up the pressure and that was their downfall as we hit them on the break and Frimpong punished them. Then with no time left to spare, Carabao decided to go on a run and he put this game well and truly to bed. We are indeed in the Champions League final against Borussia Dortmund. And honestly, after playing Real Madrid and PSG, that seems like a step down. Especially considering we are indeed the Premier League champions. Oh, that's incredible, man. If we win the Prem and UCL in the same year, that's insane. And you know what, guys? This team definitely have it in them to do it. I mean, look how good we've been in front of goal this year, man. And Buemo and Šeško especially. Easily our strongest players with United. Can they put on a good performance, though, one more time for us? We've beaten Madrid. We've beaten PSG. We just need to beat Dortmund to be crowned the best team in the world. It was quite literally the perfect start as well, as within 6 minutes Šeško did what he does best. Dortmund weren't going down without a fight though, as in the 26th minute they forced a good save from Costa. Aside from that though, guys, the first half, nothing happened. 10 minutes into the second half though, there was some life in the game as Šeško put us 2-0 up. Shortly after that though, Dortmund somehow found a way to put this in the back of the net. With only 15 minutes to go though, and Buemo set Bruno Fernandes up for the easiest goal he'll ever score. And very shortly after that, Buemo managed to get one himself. Then just before full time was some gorgeous football, and Buemo well and truly put the nail in the coffin. And that of course means for the first time in years, Manchester United win the Champions League. And that also means my job and the AI's job with United is complete as well, guys. But if you have enjoyed this video, leave it a like, smash that subscribe button if you're new around here as well. We're on the road to 100k and it really helps the channel out. That's all from me though. Have a great weekend and I'll see you on Monday.